Hey y'all, so a viewer asked me to give my thoughts on the new, just announced, Henry Big Boy Revolver. So I'm going to. Now, before I get into it, if you like this content, like, sub, shares, comments, all that good stuff, I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Also down below, merch, coupon codes, all that good stuff. Also helps the channel. Thank you. So, the Henry Big Boy Revolver. Somebody asked me about it, so I'm going to talk about it now because I got my studio kind of set up enough where there's enough space on the floor to stand the tripod up. All right, I'm going to save my Henry quality control comments for the end and just talk about the gun. It's always neat to see another company put out revolvers. As far as I know, Henry has never done a revolver. So this is their first. Kind of a neat concept. They are, I guess, going for like an old school revolver look. A lot of the comments online have compared to like old H&Rs and stuff like that, and kind of some cheaper revolvers. And I guess I can kind of see that and agree with that. They are definitely going for an older style revolver with the exposed ejector rod, the brass grip and all that. And some of it works for me, some of it doesn't. It does kind of, to me, at least aesthetically, it looks a little on the cheap side just because, well, like people have mentioned, you think of the old H&R revolvers, some of, your more budget-minded revolvers, and, those were kind of the last guns to still have the exposed ejector rod, as, stuff like that. The looks like the rear sight is milled into the frame, so that's not adjustable. The front sight is just a standard big old blade. I think they might actually give you a few different height front sights to be able to change them out. That's a nice touch, but honestly, for this kind of gun, it's a double single action revolver. I'm not quite sure how much range you would be shooting this gun at, but I guess it's a nice touch to throw it in there. Um, I like some of the aesthetics. The brass grip frame, I kind of like. It's a little out of place, mainly because, like, if you're going off of like what era revolver this kind of looks like, brass frames were kind of done, kind of sort of towards that direction, but whatever. It's kind of a neat look. Um, the grip is kind of neat. They're doing two different versions. They have different names for it, but they're doing like a bird's head grip, which is basically a round butt style grip, and they're doing a square butt style. I forget what maybe their Target or something they're calling it, but basically for anybody that knows Smith revolvers, you got square butt, round butt. They're doing that too. It's interesting that they're doing round butt because the bird head grip, aesthetically, I've always thought they're very nice looking grips. I know some people have talked about this for concealed carry. I I don't know if I would use this for concealed carry because why they I think the one was like 34 ounces, so that's not terribly heavy. Um, I don't know. You can get better guns with better sights. I I don't know if I would consider this a gun to conceal carry because at the end of the day, it is only 6 shots of 357 in kind of a bigger, heavier gun. You can get more firepower, more shots, all that, different brands. Plus, aftermarket parts availability is going to be kind of how it was when the Kimber K6S came out, which is non-existent. Getting holsters for it will be difficult. Getting parts, grips, different sights, that kind of stuff will be difficult for a little bit. Could be difficult for a long time, depending upon how much the gun takes off. Um, I think it's neat. It's always nice to see more revolvers. It's neat as a double single action. It's neat to see that they're kind of going for like the older style look of it, of a revolver, with some of the aspects. Um, at the end of the day, though, here's the thing. For me, the MSRP, it's right around nine something, basically touching on $1,000. That's a lot of money for a revolver. And while it might not be the most expensive revolver in the world, you've got Colt, Smith and Wesson, Ruger, good. Okay, take out Smith and Wesson. You've got good revolver brands that have been around for a long time, making guns for a long time, and they're right around that price range, sometimes slightly under it, sometimes slightly above it, but definitely in that price range. And if I was looking at getting a new 6-shot 357 revolver that was all steel like that, I'd probably be looking at a Colt King Cobra. Nice to see them in 357 and 38, but for me, I think it's kind of a gun that has an identity crisis and it doesn't quite know where it is or what it's going to be. Then, and this will be my final thing, is the Henry quality control. So some people swear by Henry. A lot of people have had issues with Henry recently. They've done some cost-cutting measures, and apparently one of them would be, checking QC. For me, I just for the money, and I already said this, but for the money, there's other gun companies out there that'll make a product that's probably a little bit higher quality and probably serve you a little bit better. Again, Colt just got bought by CZ, so CZ's QC is pretty good, and I'm expecting to see that come through in the new Colts. Honestly, I think if I was staring at this and a King Cobra, I'd probably go with the King Cobra. But yeah, that's my quick thoughts on it. It's neat. It's got some neat aesthetics. But for me, I think it just kind of doesn't know what it is yet. Maybe Henry ends up putting out more models. It'd be kind of weird to see Henry putting out all sorts of different revolvers. Maybe more geared towards the concealed carry market. That'd be kind of interesting. Something I'd like to see in a pistol from Henry would be a neat if they redid the volcanic pistol in some form. That was a pretty cool design. It'd be neat to see a modern interpretation of something like that, and that could probably sell pretty well for them. But that's my quick thoughts. Put down below what you think. Is it something you're interested in, or is it kind of a pass for you because it's a little bit on the ugly side? But put down below what you think, and have a good day.